Sandy here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be creating an album with the supplies I received in my recent design team package from Country Craft Creations. I'm going to be working with Carta Bella's Oh Happy Day, which is a beautiful spring collection that you see here on this laying here. It's a 12 by 12 size. So that's what I'm going to be working with. I'm going to design a 10 by 10 album, which means the pages are 10 by 10. The cover will be slightly bigger than that. I have some ideas on what I want to do for that. Make an album that will hold a lot of pictures, hopefully, and have a lot of fun using this beautiful collection. As you see here, we have some beautiful patterns and dots, lemons. I'm just going to look through it real quick. Yellow dots, flowers, big flowers. I did a video share showing you what I got in this package. This beautiful check, lots of medium-sized flowers. I also got the solids that complement this collection, which is a separate pack. I believe these papers are sold at Country Craft Creations by the single sheets. So I'm going to start out with, I don't know if I'll use it all, but with a 10 by 10, I may use a lot of this. I'm starting out with 2 sheets of each print and 2 sheets of each solid color that complement the collection. This is a sticker sheet of letters that I may use on the cover. We got some pretty pink, more flowers. Having trouble flipping through this. Love the bumblebees. We have cut aparts that are letters. Beautiful black flowers. Flowers in baskets. Some reds. Flowers in frames. Along with the usual cut aparts that you like to get. Your 4x6. Strawberries. Cut aparts that are 4x4s. Cute little birds. 3x4 cut aparts. We got ferns. Again, there's a strawberry again, so these are a repeat. So like I said, I have 2 of each collection, each sheet that comes in the collection. I have the sticker sheet. I'm going to start out with 2 12 by 12 medium chipboard for the album cover. I will be working with actually making my base and pages out of the Artisan Cardstock from Country Craft Creations, and I will be starting out with the package, which is 25 sheets. That should be enough to get the album pages and flaps and things, pockets constructed. And then I'm going to complement with the White Artisan Cardstock. I have 7 sheets of this. This is all I have. I hope that'll be enough. If not, I'll order some more and let you know if I've added on. These I want to use for mats. Okay, you're also going to want a pack of the large magnet disc by Basic Gray. You can also order these from countrycraftcreations.com. I have the Ephemera pack that I'll probably be using on this album. It has lots of little shapes and things, tags, and you also want a bottle of art glitter glue. You may want some score tape as well. This is a 1/4 inch size right here, but I typically use a 3/8 size, but also use a 1/4 inch. For your covers, you might want to use score tape sheets. So all of this can be found at countrycraftcreations.com. So let's get started. To create the cover for this 10 by 10 album, when I say 10 by 10, I made this one with 10 by 10 pages. So the cover has to be a little bit bigger. So it's actually going to be 10.5 by 10.5. So it depends. If you want a 10 by 10 cover, then you're going to make your pages 9.5 by 9.5. So it depends on what you consider a real 10 by 10 to be. So with this one is a 10 by 10 based on the pages. So I have cut my chipboard. Now you will need 2 full sheets of the 12 by 12 chipboard. This is what I started out with. Then you're going to need a piece from your scraps. I'm pretty sure that if all of you do albums that you have scraps. So this needs to be 2 inches wide by 10.5 tall, which is the same as the covers. Covers are cut 10.5 by 10.5, so I have 2 of those. Out of chipboard scraps, I also cut me some 2 placement guides. Now the reason is I like to have these to help me keep it straight. I'm going to be doing Tamara's of Country Craft Creations mini album wrap, which is really easy to do. I like doing it that way. She has a tutorial video on YouTube called, I believe, the mini album wrap. And she uses a 1-inch guide, but because the size of this album, 1 inch won't work because we won't have enough. If you add an inch on each side to 10.5, that's 2 inches, so that's 12.5, so that's not big enough. So we're going to use 2 12 by 12 pieces of paper, cardstock in the Kraft. This is the Artisan Cardstock, and we're going to wrap with 3/4 of an inch. So from some chipboard, I cut 2 12-inch by 3/4 inch guides. You won't use these in the album. Once you wrap the album, you'll put these aside. You can use them on another project later on. So keep those handy. I have 1 inch size and the 3/4 inch size. So for the spine, you need a piece of cardstock that's 3.5 wide by 12 inches tall. Put that aside for right now. And you need 2 pieces of 12 by 12 cardstock. So put your cardstock in your trimmer. And you place your guides in, one at the top and one on the side. Okay. Now then, take your chipboard piece. This is 10.5 by 10.5, and I'm going to use glue on mine. If you have the score tape sheets, you can certainly use those. I have some. I tend to always forget to prep my chipboard, and I'm doing the video, and I'm kind of in a crunch of time that I have to do the video, so I don't stop and get them prepped. But sometimes I use it. But a lot of you may just use glue, so this is how I do it with glue. So I'm going to just fold this over and just line it up all the way at the top and on the side. Press it down really well with my hands. Take out my guides. And so you see we have it centered with 3/4 inches all the way around. And this is what you want. We're going to individually wrap each piece and then assemble it together. So let me grab my scraper here and just make sure you really burnish it down for that glue. So you want it nice and smooth. So you're going to repeat that on your, I picked it up by the paper. You're going to repeat that on your other piece as well. So I'm just re-adding glue right there where it kind of came loose. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, and then I will show you the spine. Okay, so I've got both of my papers attached to my covers. Both of them are done. And now I'm ready to add paper cardstock, the Kraft, to my spine piece. The spine piece, again, is 2 inches wide by 10.5. The cardstock to wrap it is 3.5 wide by 12. And so I have the cardstock in first, put my spacers on top, and I'm ready to glue that right there. Okay, so let's get some glue on that. Now I am wrapping it with cardstock, but I have done albums on my own, not in a tutorial, but I have done them on my own. If you have really good quality cardstock like Authentique or some of the other brands that are, you don't want thin patterned cardstock collections, you can actually wrap your album cover this way with the patterned paper, and it has a real nice pretty patterned edge. So you can do that too. So for this one though, because of the size, I'm going to use the cardstock. Okay, so there's those. We can now put this away and get ready to wrap the corner edges of these chipboard covers. Now to wrap this, if you're going to use score tape, I would go ahead and put score tape this whole section here, all 4 sides, and then miter your corners. If you're going to use glue, which I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and miter my corners right now. So you just cut at an angle. This is the way I do it, or you can follow in Tamara's mini album wrap. She does it by folding these and getting the corners marked and cutting out the square. So whichever works best for you. I am cutting just about a 1/16 of an inch at an angle from the tip of the chipboard come out of my corner. Okay, just throw that away. Now then, I like to bring my chipboard, my cardstock up over it, kind of get a nice fold. You can stand it up. You can use a bone folder to help too. Either one is fine. That works good. To just kind of break the fibers down a little bit on these cardstock, so that it makes it much easier to wrap. Now I'm going to check my corners. See how they're looking. I don't want any surprises. Okay, I'm going to do, these are the same length, so you just do two opposite ones first. I like to put a good line of glue right along the top of the chipboard onto the cardstock, kind of in that fold we've done. Go ahead and get glue here on this piece. Bring it over by folding it and pushing down. And you're going to have to hold with glue. I like to take my heavier bone folder and just really, really press down. You're going to see it start grabbing right there. Okay, get a nice stick and burnish that there on the edge. Turn it around and do the other side, opposite side. So glue on the cardstock right along the top of the chipboard, and then glue on the whole cardstock flap. Pull with your fingers and bring it over. Press. Start working that in. I'm just going to have to take a heavier bone folder to press it down. Give that glue a chance to grab. Okay. Like that. It's really quick and easy to use glue. And I know it's going to stay stuck. So there's those. So now take a tool or your bone folder and where, let me see if I can bring it in. This is kind of right here where it extends over. You've got a little piece of this cardstock that's going to stick out if you fold it. See, it's going to kind of pooch out. You want to press that in. Kind of fold it in. You can use your fingernails or a tool. So you want it to come in so that your corner lays nice and flat. And this one needs cut just a smidge more. A whole lot, bring that in, and then that brings that corner there. So that one's ready to glue down. Same way, you're going to put your glue on the cardstock, on the line. It kind of helps soften that fold some. And then get your glue on and bring it over. Burnish. Make sure your corners are burnished good. Okay, that looks really good there. Can you see that? Okay, other side, same thing. Okay, so that's wrapped. I'm going to do the other one off camera. and then I'll show you the spine piece. And then for the spine, you wrap it a little bit different. These two are for the covers. They're already wrapped and ready to go. This one's for the spine. You're going to fold here at the top and at the bottom. Take your glue, run it along the chipboard, across the whole end here. Bring this over to finish the end, and we're going to burnish right up against this chipboard. Right like that. And do the other end the same. Burnish it so that you get this ridge right here up against the edge of the chipboard. Okay, next we're going to cut at an angle from the chipboard corner here, right up against it, just at an angle. Turn it over so that your scissor goes up against the chipboard, cut at an angle. Like that. Do the other side. So you have cut off these corners here where it's been wrapped. Now you're going to turn it over, and you're going to take your bone folder, and you're really going to burnish up against that chipboard. All the way to the end, all the way up to the top, both sides, just like that. You want a nice edge there, indentation. So from here, all the way up. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to do it on the inside. So this is where it's going to be bending, and so you want this to be able to bend. Just be careful, use a bone folder that has a rounded tip. You don't want to poke through your paper. There you go. This should be ready. So that is your spine. Now you're going to take your covers and move some room here. Now you flip this over, finish side up. Make sure it's got that good indentation there. Again. Change it. So you're going to put glue here. On this wing. And then you're going to match this up, top and bottom. I like to match it more so at the top, in case it's off a little bit here with the wrapping. Turn it over and burnish. Back over, and we're going to do the other side. Get our glue here. Turn it over and burnish. And then fold up, and we have our cover with our spine attached. So now we're ready to finish the inside some, and then we'll be ready to put our pages in after we make them.